Everyone. My name is Monika. I am representing the Village Hive co-working space at the Duncan Mill location in North York. We also have Charlotte here who can wave. She is the founder of the Village Hive brand, and she's normally at the Markham location, but today she is at our Eglinton location, which is at Yonge and Eglinton in Toronto. And Mitch, who is our other community manager. He might be joining us after, but he is on vacation a little bit in Ottawa. So we have, the three of us are a great team. We opened our Eglinton space in January, the space I'm at, Duncan Mill, last year in about June, and Markham location has been up and running since 2016. So our co-working space is fabulous. I didn't know anything about co-working and I thought, what is this, like some type of hippie thing? I don't know, but it's awesome. I love it. It's a space, it's a workspace where people can go and either rent a desk for the day, for the month, or rent a private office, but they have common areas like a kitchenette or a chill lounge, etc. But it's a community is what it is. It really is a community where people, a lot of entrepreneurs, self-employed, solopreneurs, or even remote workers who just like the work from home thing is just not working anymore. They need to come in and be around like-minded people, maybe bounce ideas off other people that are not in their specific industry. And there has been a lot of organic collaboration with different entrepreneurs and even remote workers going, oh, I didn't even think about that. Or, you know, they're remote workers by day, but self-employed by night type of thing. So it's been fabulous. My journey with Charlotte started kind of in 2019, maybe a little bit earlier, because I'm also self-employed, but I just love the concept so much and have been with her ever since and love being around like-minded individuals, watching them grow and their success, especially like people like Iovanca, who is our registered massage therapist at Duncan Mill Duncan Mill location. And she was so great. She came in one year, last year. She came in last year in September, I think, and met Charlotte and I, and was looking for a space for her business. And it's been a fabulous relationship. And we see our members grow, and we're able to nurture them, whether it's through this way with our virtual community or just being here and, being like a concierge to help them. I just love it. I love being around our people. They're just amazing. And so without any further ado, thank you everyone for joining us, and hope you enjoy. Today's presentation is going to be fabulous with Iovanca called Tell That to Your Face. Take it away.
Okay, so hi everyone, nice meeting you. I'm intrigued by Rob's presence all the way from Germany. I can say to what Monika said, keine Ahnung, so don't worry about it. My German is very, very little. Tell that to your face. This is a little story that I would like to share. A millionaire that I had the privilege to meet. It's not a privilege because he was a millionaire, but it's a privilege because of his amazing personality. He had this joke that sometimes he would meet people, introduce himself, and then he would compliment them, and then he would ask them, how are you? And they would say, fine. But everybody, like a lot of the times people would be like, I'm fine. But a face, like the face would say something else. And then he would tell them straightforward, well, tell it to your face. And sometimes I joke like that with my husband, So how are you? I'm fine. So my forehead looks like I am the grumpy lady, but there is a reason for that. I have an injury and that causes this tightness in my forehead. I promised Monika I will come with the kinesiotaping on my forehead with a second pair of eyes, but I said, it's going to be too scary for everyone. you just meet me. I don't want to create a first wrong impression. But yeah, I started to tape my forehead because I have a lot of tension in my forehead. So there is actually this melt method. I'm going to show you. This is the roller. The founder of melt method, and this is the blue ball. That's what we call them, blue balls. So Sue Hitzman is a genius. She is a guru of, thank you. She's a guru of fascia. I don't know if you're familiar with the connective tissue, or we also call it myofascia. Probably you heard about myofascial release, right? So our fascia, our connective tissue is what keeps us youthful. We age beautifully, gracefully because of it. Now, I don't know if you notice that when you're washing dishes and you have the dish sponge, after a while, as it dries, it shrinks in every way, right? It becomes smaller in every way. And this is how our bodies actually shrink because of that, because the connective tissue dehydrates. So with the melt method, she found a way to improve balance, stability, reconnect with oneself, like get in tune with your own body, allow the body to speak. Like our connective tissue is our GPS. So through the connective tissue, we have that gut feeling. When somebody enters a room, we kind of feel the energy of the person that enters the room because of it. It's our sonar. And it releases the spaces and it rehydrates the tissue with this melt method. Melt stands for myofascial energy lengthening technique or treatment. It's a self-care, self work. So it's not a passive, you're not going and somebody's going to do it for you. You're doing it for yourself, right? And today I wanted to show you a few movements for like a facelift. But before that, I would like to have some fun with you. I want to wake up our faces. I actually took a selfie before this meeting, and I'm going to do something from Face Yoga Method. I give credit to this lady, Fumiko, I don't know, she's on Instagram. I forgot her last name right now. But she has 5 moves that she does. And she said, like, it's an emergency move. We practiced that with Monika, and it took us a lot of time because she interrupted me with her laughter. And the first one is, I'm going to take my glasses off because I can't do it with them. You actually have to elongate your face as far as you can. So it's going to be a stretch, like a big O. And you want to wait until like you feel like a wave like feeling comes into your face. All right. And I can't really see you without the glasses. Okay, so that's the first move, right? Then another move is you're taking, this is the funniest one. So you're taking, let's say, see, for me, I don't know if you can see, my right eye is a bit droopier than the left eye because of the imbalances in my neck, in my spine, right? So I usually start with this side. I'm going to put my hand here, like these 3 fingers. I'm going to lift the corner of my eye. I'm going to bend my head to the opposite side. And then I'm going to look the same side up, corner up, and my tongue will go the opposite way out as far as possible. No, Monika, opposite side. Your tongue is not even outside your mouth. Okay, I don't know if you can see any changes. Maybe you can see that my eyes are a little bit more balanced. All right, and obviously you're gonna do the same thing for the other side, right? Yes. I wanted to have some napkins with me. Anyways, all right, let's do it. Okay, it seems like you're doing better on this side, Monika. All right. Good job, Rob. All right. Yeah, so be careful not to overdo it because you don't want to hurt your neck, right? And then even better, if you want to increase the intensity, it's good to have your hand like at a 45-degree angle. So you're creating a fascial stretch, right? So if you're advanced, you're doing that as well. And then the next one is you're going to be like a Maori warrior. I think it's like something like that. And you have to make the sound. Okay, but this really works. So go ahead. Great. Awesome. This all wakes up. I don't know if you feel that your face is waking up already, right? Because before it was kind of numb, right? Like we're so not used to move our face, right? And then for me, for instance, I'm getting the jowls already. I like to do this exercise. So you're actually holding your arms in front of you like this. And then you're looking up and you're protracted your jaw, like you're doing this with your jaw, like an underbite kind of thing, and you're kissing the sky. And then, great, awesome. Next one is you're opposing, like you're doing the same thing, but you're having your arms that way and you're doing it the other way. And now the opposite side. Great. So yes, that is also a move, but from a different a type of exercise. You can actually do that. So how are you feeling? Right? Great. And now we're gonna do some facelift with facial yoga method. With the melt method. This is a very small and soft rubbery ball. You can replace it easily with anything of the size of the elbow, like anything that is soft and the same size, because this is what Sue Heatsman came with this idea to replace the, but now because we don't have that, we're gonna use the thumb. And right behind your ear, right here, there's a bump, like a titty. It's called mastoid process, actually. Okay, so it's the form of a titty in Latin. That's what it means, a nipple. So you're gonna rub not the surface of the skin. You're gonna move with the skin gently, very gently. Okay, it's almost just like an impression. Circular motion, right? Very gentle. And you might even feel like water coming in your mouth from it. And then at the end, you press gently, compress gently, and release. All right. Now the next one, right here, this is the temporomandibular joint. Around this area, same thing. First, you start the same movement. See, my thumb moves the tissue. I'm not moving on top of the tissue, right? And then hold and open and close your mouth. and then compress. And move to the next one, which is tempo. You can also use the tip of your fingers if you want. Same thing. Just gently, very gently. So you're not massaging the muscles. You're working with the connective tissue, with the myofascia and other fascias. And again, compress gently. And release. And now come back to the TMJ. And compress and release. And then back here. And release. And now just shave feather-like movement, the same side. All right. And now just pause for a second and feel your body. Don't touch yourself. Don't do anything. Just pause and feel your body and compare the left and the right. The one that you treated, I actually see your side. Monika, the side that you worked is lifted. I don't know if you can see that. No, seriously. Anyways, so if you feel the difference that one side is more like fuller somehow, it has more volume, has more, it feels like more supported. It's, imagine the bouncy house that has air everywhere, or if it's like one side doesn't have enough air and is dropped, or like a balloon full of water. Yeah, I don't know what can you, like, what's the comparison, a better analogy, but I feel it. I don't know if you feel it. All right, you want to do the other side as well? All right. So start with the mastoid process behind the ear. Meanwhile, we have to be careful with the posture because I caught myself like my shoulder was up to my ear. So try to relax your shoulders. Yeah. And compress and release. And then go in the TMJ. And then hold and open and close. And now compress and release. And then the tempo. And compress and release. Come back to the TMJ. Compress and release. And back to the mastoid process. And compress and release. And then shave-like movement all the way to the chest, okay? So you go all the way to the chest because this is good for the lymphatic, right? Now, if you, beautiful. I feel better. I feel so much better. And you know what I noticed? While I was working the left side, I felt like my diaphragm is relaxing as well. Now I'm going to show you, since all of you are most of the time on the computer, right? If you want to relax your head in general and neck, shoulders, upper body, the same principle applies. So we have these 4 knuckles, right? If you push against the inside the hand, is going to show here, right? So you push gently on each of them. So compress, release, compress, release, compress, release, compress, release. So you go in the joint, Monica, right? So you want to see that yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, great. So this is position point pressing. Then you go on this big muscle here, compress, release. For me, that's quite painful because I'm a massage therapist. All right. And then in the middle, right here, compress, release. And then this one, the small one, this one is painful too for me, compress, release. And the secret with melt method is no pain, no pain. There's no pain, no gain, okay? You don't want to cause yourself pain. So if you feel like you're doing this with your forehead, it's too much. Like if you do, no, not good. Okay, and then now you're gonna glide from the big one to the small one. It's both ways, Monica, like this way, glide that both ways. Like back and forth, back and forth. Yes, there you go. Perfect. And now here you do a shear, exactly the same thing that you did on your face, on your, right? Great. And now you go on the dorsum, on the back of your hand, you go from the knuckle towards the fingertip, like this. Like this. Excellent. And this one is the one that feels the best from the fingertip all the way to the elbow. Same compression. Let me remove. Like this, and like this. And now friction the hands. And now relax them and feel the difference between left and right. You should feel the difference all the way to your neck. I mean, you might. Ideally, you would feel that. But if you don't, that means you are severely systemically dehydrated. Okay? And now the same thing on the other hand. So we start with position point pressing. The knuckles. This is great for tendinitises, for carpal tunnel syndrome, for tennis golfer elbow, like all these things. It's really good. And it also works for the sinuses. So we had a really bad winter one time. If you remember, it was a February 2012 or 13 when the poor trees died here in Canada because, okay, I fell in front of my house. I fell on my left bum cheek. And by the time like in 10 minutes, I started to have a spasm in my diaphragm on the left side. And I had to get up. I was in the subway. I had to get up and I started to do this. I talked to my body. I said, we're fine. You can let go. I got this, you know? And I started to do this melt method on my hands. I'm telling you guys, my diaphragm was fine. I didn't even get a bruise on my bum. So I don't know, it's miraculous what the connective tissue can do because this is our mediator, right? Like it's a system that unfortunately doctors don't really study. In school, I don't know why, and most people don't know much about it. So chronic pain is in the connective tissue system. It's usually settled there, and you go to a doctor or to a therapist and you say you have chronic pain and they keep massaging your muscles and they keep do stretching and give you medication and it still doesn't go away. Now the pre-pain signal is that if you wake up at night to pee, that's already a sign that your body is dehydrated systemically. If you wake up in the morning and you have a lot of stiffness in your body, you feel achy and stiff, that is another sign, right? What else is that? Yeah, if your stability and balance is not the greatest, if you feel like a little thing can throw you to the ground, you know, that is also a sign of dehydration. And Good job, Charlotte. And there was another thing. Oh, you lose tune with yourself. You don't feel your body anymore. You're kind of numb. Like you learn to ignore all the signs. It's like you don't even feel that you're stiff. You don't even feel anything. It's not that you have a well-being state, but you just don't realize that you're so tense anymore. And that's right before the chronic pain starts. And then remember I told you about the sponge, right? That it gets dehydrated. So the milk method has that principle. Like the good news is that if you take that sponge, the same sponge that is dehydrated, and you squish it underneath water, it's going to regain the volume. And our body works pretty much the same. So the roller, this roller is very soft, as you can see. It has memory foam, so it's not for trigger points in the muscles, but it actually helps the connective tissue. So if you sip water through the day, you don't drink it, go, but you sip through the day and you do a little bit of melt. So you're applying a little bit of compression on the connective tissue. And you can also do like two-directional tension, like let's say I'm pushing my hands away from each other, right? And I feel like a stretch in not in my muscle, but in my skin, right? It's like a burning sensation in the skin. That's also a way to rehydrate. So this would be pretty much one more thing I wanted to show you. A lot of the times when we feel pain in the neck, right? Most people will do this, will stretch this way and this way. When in fact, everything we do is pretty much in front, like we're rounded all the time. So you want to do the exactly, Rob, that's what I'm talking about. So you want to do the opposite, right? One way to do it is hold your skin on the chest here, and you feel that stretch, and then gently extend your neck. Great. See how you feel now. You feel how the tension disappeared from, and that too, right? But you feel like the heavy weight is lifted off of your neck, right? Your head, shoulder, upper body. So what happens when we go an inch forward in front of the longitudinal axis, we add extra 20 pounds to our weight. It's almost like you're carrying 20 pounds on your back. So one way to know that you're doing the right thing with your head is just fiddle with your head until you feel the lightest. Okay? And then for the shoulders, I don't know if you can see my shoulder blades. There you go. Okay. So instead of doing this, which you're extending your spine, you want to bring one shoulder. So you bring one shoulder at a time, up, in, and down. And then the other way as well. I always imagine the plane, where you put your luggage. It has that gliding door. This is how you want to feel the shoulder blade moving against the rib cage. So you don't want to use your spine. If you do both shoulder blades at a time, you're actually extending your spine. But if you do one at a time, you can control the movement better. So just by doing these things, like these two things, like fiddle with your head, do this stretch and move your shoulder blades like that, you should already feel better. But don't overdo it because you're going to hurt yourself, right? Especially if you're dehydrated. So I think that should be it for now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having fun with me.
That was great. I don't know how anyone else feels, but when we did that one half of the face before the other side, it was kind of like tingly, like it felt alive on one side because you're so used to it. Your face is always there, but now it was like, hello. And the other side wanted to feel just as good.
I mean, as a massage therapist, I can see the imbalances, right? Very easily, my own even. And I saw it on your face. I wish I took a picture of it to show it to you. Like because you started with that's your right side, right?
My
That's
left.
right. Your left?
Left.
Okay. Okay. Because I'm not sure how the camera take it. So yeah, the left side, you started with the left side. And after you finished, literally your left side was like this much higher than the right side.
So I was 19 on this side. Not so much.
Now you're 19 on both.
Now I'm 19 on both. And I have to say, for the callers that are on here, since I'm so blessed to have Iovanca here at our location, or my location, Duncan Mill, I've had several massages with her, and you just feel like $1,000,000 when you leave. So I know Charlotte really wants to come visit us and partake of how awesome your magical hands are. And Rob, I know you're a little far to come from Germany. I mean, flying right now is not really the best thing right now. But let's hear from some of the other people that were on the call. So you can unmute yourself if you have any questions, and we'll check the chat line as well.
Ivanka, would you
Yes.
suggest doing this like every morning? Like make it part of your routine?
That would be
You brush
awesome.
your teeth and yeah, of course.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I interrupted your question.
Yes, so Charlotte was asking if
Okay.
you make it part of your routine to do it like in the mornings, and I think you said yes, Iovanca.
Yes.
One of the questions I had was when we were doing the massaging, is there any particular direction that's better, like towards the hair or towards the mouth? Like which direction? Does it matter?
Sue answered that question, and she said it doesn't really matter as long as you're gentle and you're affecting the connective tissue. So you're not moving, you're not going with the muscle fiber direction. But yeah, obviously, it's probably better to lift everything, right? So I don't know. I personally prefer to go upwards instead of downwards.
Yeah, to
But
lift.
yes, yeah.
Okay, Gunjan asked if you could show behind the ear again, which point you meant.
So you see this muscle here, if you turn your head to the other side, you're going to have a muscle that pops up, and this leads you to a bone. And that bone is the mastoid process that I was telling you about. I don't know if you can see it. It's this protuberance right below the ear, right?
Yeah, I feel it.
Okay. Gunjan, can you feel that? Can you see that?
It's behind the earlobe. It's this bone. Yeah, she said yes.
Great, awesome. Yeah, no, it's not in the lobe. Yeah. But great question.
Rob asked, would you recommend the same amount of time spent on these like we did today, or would you say longer?
Yeah, I answered that. I said should be good enough.
Okay.
Yes, it's I mean, think about how much time do we even allocate to ourselves to do much for ourselves in that. Like Charlotte asked, like, okay, you're gonna brush your teeth every morning because you have to, right? And you take a shower because you have to. But if you could get away without it, probably you would get away without it sometimes, right? So I mean,
Good thing we're not live, Rob.
Thank you.
Rob, there's Deo in Germany. I know that because I live there.
I stay at home every day.
But it's true.
One thing I learned, I'm trying to think of the author of the book, but it's called, the book is called Atomic Habits, and they talk about habit stacking. And so the best way to remember to do something, we're learning these great methods from you. And I think it's really important that we don't just, go, that was great, I felt so great, and then you forget about it tomorrow. So the habit stacking is doing it right after you do something that you do every day. So if it's, like I said, you brush your teeth, then do this melt method right after you brush your teeth. Or so that brushing your teeth is a trigger to, oh yeah, I've got to do my facial massage or my melt method. Or if it's after your morning coffee, or choose a time in the day when there's something that you do every time or every day, and then just stack it on there so it just becomes habit. So for me, it was making sure I drink water in the morning. First, what I did was, as soon as I get up, I go down the stairs and I have a glass of water. So every time I get to the top of my stairs, I'm like, yep, I got to have a glass of water. And I never forget now. It's interesting, this like habit stacking, and only do a few things at a time, because then you forget if you're stacking and stacking and stacking, but just to try one thing after, something that you do every day. So I'm going to add this to my habit stacking.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for saying that, Charlotte, because I am not very disciplined. I'm working on that. And you mentioned the water, and indeed, I was about to say, if you're not willing to add this to your routine, the pain will remind you. Unfortunately, the pain is our reminder, and sometimes way too late. Like I have this, I'm gonna be honest, like I have the rollers here and I could do it every day. I could do melt method for my body. And for some reason, I don't know why, I keep postponing it. I'm only good if I have workout partners, right? And guess what? My back is screaming in pain. Like these days I worked a lot more and I flared up. And I have fibromyalgia. I mean, how stupid can anyone be to find a solution for that condition and not do something about it, right? But I started, like you said, Charlotte, I started with drinking water every morning. I'm drinking the hot, warm water, like the Japanese. And then I added to that, I added the vinegar, the apple cider vinegar. And now I'm taking a teaspoon of flax seeds, because I want to feed my good bacteria, because I know I need them, right? I need my army to protect me. And then it would be great if I actually start doing this routine every day. I would like to see the transformation of my face, because right now, if I look at my face, I feel like, man, she's so angry. She's so angry and so grumpy because everything is going down and in, so I want to open up and I want to lift. And obviously that would, affect, and it's not even the pain, the physical pain, but it's the mental pain. When people look at you and they do that, face, it's like, but I'm not that bad. No, I'm actually, and then people sometimes would ask me, if I don't smile, they would ask me, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. Well, tell it to your face, so.
Well, I think this was great, and I got lucky because Iovanca and I practiced this a while ago, and we were peeing our pants laughing, just to put it bluntly. But I think it's important that exactly what Charlotte said is that when you learn something new, it's important to incorporate your takeaway or whatever it is, even whether if it's in business or whether it's something like this where you're taking the time for yourself, especially now, especially after dealing with a whole year of this pandemic. I think that we have to become more mindful and look at the time that we spend on everything else, and then we leave this much for ourselves, and by that time we're exhausted and all you want to do is fall into bed. So I think it's important that if you're doing this in the morning, like Charlotte said, you get up, you have a glass of water, add apple cider vinegar like Iovanca does or whatever, and you start looking at your whole being as the body, your home, it's where you live. So when you're incorporating things like this for your face or the muscles and even the arm thing, because we're all like this or like this, I think it really is a good habit to incorporate, but also it's usually, I think it's Charlotte, 21 days to make a habit stick that you don't even have to think about. What am I doing? What's first thing when you get up in the morning? Your body is like, water, hello, let's go, let's get it done. So yeah, I think it was great. Does anyone else have any other questions?
I would like to say something.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned the forearms, I forgot to show you something really easy to actually give ease to the muscles of your forearm. Like literally, if you remember when we were playing as children, we would take someone else's forearm and do we would call it back home a stinging needle. I don't know how you call it here, but yeah, pretty much you're doing this, like you're torquing the tissue against the bone like this. And meanwhile, you're squeezing your fist and relaxing it, and then play piano kind of thing, right? So by doing this, if you just compare again the forearms of your arm, the muscles of the forearm that you're working on right now, and then with the other one, it's unbelievable what a difference. And it's like not even 30 seconds, right? Thank you, Monika. I completely forgot about this.
Yeah,
I give this to my clients as a self-care. Those who work a lot with yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, the self-care. Rob was great and was able to find that book, The Habit Stacking 97 Small Life Changes That Take 5. Oh, that's a different book. That's a book by S.J. Scott. If you look in the chat, and Charlotte's book, Atomic Habits, is by James Clear. So we've got some great books there. I think Marianne, I don't think you're on mute, but do you have any questions for Iovanca? Hard to see everyone here, but okay. And Gunjan, I think you're good, or you had anything else? But I really appreciate, we love being able to share our fabulous guest speakers with all of you for our virtual Hive community. We do this weekly. I'll have to keep you posted for next week's session, but we do have a few coming up the following week, and I'll just pull that up. One is on June 10th with Tanya Porter on mindfulness and meditation. And on the 17th, we're going to have some chair yoga. But Iovanca is really knowledgeable on the way she's able to relax the body and to take home or take away. What did you call it, Iovanca, when the self-care, like homework that you give people?
Yeah, self-care.
Yeah, self-care, so that you're doing it, like if you go see a physiotherapist or something, they say these are the kind of exercises you have to do at home, because it's like you go to the dentist, right? He's not going to polish your teeth and you go every 6 months in between, you don't brush them. That's not the best thing. So, but
I'm waiting for Rob to do something about it.
I know, I'm just waiting, going, I know they have Zahnpasta there too. But anyways, we will be recording this, or we did live stream this, but we will be posting the recording on the Facebook, not Facebook, our YouTube channel. So Charlotte, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No, I think that's all. Thank you so much, Iovanca. Really appreciated you taking the time to do this for us today. And thank you everybody who joined us. And we'll hope to see you again, or see your names again at our next Zoom meeting.
Yeah, fabulous. And next time you're in town, Rob, you want to come in for a tour or co-work for the day, just you know who to call. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, thanks, Iovanca. I'll see you in 5 seconds.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a great
Bye.
day.